Ask Ashley. This seems really sad. My kid is the one nobody wants to invite. Hey, Ashley, my son is 7. He's smart, he's funny, he's got more personality than most adults I know. He's also a lot. Loud, impulsive, says whatever comes to his mind, zero filter, gets overwhelmed and acts out when things don't go his way. While we're working on it, therapy, strategies, all of it, I see him trying, but the invitations have stopped coming. Birthday parties he used to get invited to, nothing. The group of neighborhood kids that used to knock on our door, they stopped. I found out through a parent that there was a sleepover last weekend that every kid in his class attended except for him. He hasn't said anything about it yet, but he will, and I don't know what I'm going to say because here's the part I can't talk about with anyone. I understand why. I've seen how he can be in group settings. I don't fully blame the other parents for protecting their kids' events, but understanding it and watching your child get quietly excluded are two completely different experiences. I'm angry at who exactly I can't say. Ashley, how do you advocate for a child who's genuinely difficult without making excuses for behavior that affects other people's kids? And how do you prepare a child for that kind of rejection that you can see coming, but they don't yet? Signed, his biggest fan and his biggest worrier. Well, girl, I was sad, but then I'm like, I get the parents. I'm not sad. Your kid is a terrorist.
The kid's a demon seed.
Like, what?
And I, as a black man who had grew up in the neighborhood full of demon seeds, and I'm gonna be honest, a lot of people probably gonna disagree. A lot of these demon seeds is because their parents wasn't shit. I ain't gonna lie, their parents wasn't nothing. I grew up realizing like, damn, the parents allowed you to do whatever the fuck you wanted. We always wanted to go to y'all house because your parents didn't care. You was probably doing drugs at an early age and they was cool with it. We was up late nights, you know what I'm saying, and your parents didn't care where you was at.
So you saying she the problem?
Most likely. Most likely. Is she 100% problem? Not necessarily, but most likely, from what I remember growing up with these type of children, 75% sure. You talk about him, you saying he's the number one fan, you acting like there's nothing wrong because the first thing you did was
hyped him up, girl. Exactly. I thought they was about to be bullying your child.
You highlighted all of his shit and then came to the bad shit later. You don't do that. Fix the bad shit. That's obviously a problem because it's a problem that he's not around the other kids and he's not getting invited because he's a demon seed. So you need to start instilling some manners, some type of discipline around your child so he's not the person he is. That will snowball and he will be in jail. It's not maybe, he will absolutely be a criminal at some point. You need to get that shit straight before it gets over. Because what's happening is he's being isolated, and isolated children start to find their own type of fun, and that's not necessarily what you want. So, yeah, if you're a single mother, it's gonna be hard for you. I ain't gonna lie. That part I don't know what to do because most of the kids that were like that were single mothers. When they popped in their life, if they was a demon seed, they kind of knew how to reel that shit in. But otherwise, that shit was not going down. Yeah, it's a lot. So. It's hard to tell you what to do, but you definitely got to start reeling him in.
So you don't have no advice? Reel it in?
Reel it in.
How?
That's something I wouldn't even know. Because like I said, that's a single parent issue, single mother issue. It's harder to reel in because you have your own shit going. You got to figure out how you're going to get your bills paid.
We're not doing that. You decided to be a mom. So you paying bills. No, I don't like that. So you can stop. So this is what I'm going to say.
I mean, the decision is made. There's nothing she can do to change that decision.
Exactly.
Anymore.
So her having to pay rent and do things has nothing to do with a lack of parenting.
It's still a problem. It's still something that's going to affect.
But that's not his problem.
No, but exactly. I'm not saying it's his fault. I'm saying like it's going to be hard for her to overcome that situation.
I don't think so. I don't agree with that. This is what I think. I think you are being sensitive. And you're mad that your badass kid is not liked by the neighborhood. And from the sounds of it, you would not allow your child to play with a kid like this. So you are the problem.
She probably would.
No, from the sounds of it, she said, I understand why they don't want to be around my kid. That tells me you know your kid is bad. You know your kid is a terrorist. You wouldn't even hang out with your kid if it wasn't your kid. You're the problem. You're making excuses for bad behavior. Therapy is not the answer in this situation because clearly he's still acting out.
Do shit.
Like, put him in an active sport so he can get some of his whatever he got going on out and have a conversation with him. You said he's smart.
Great. Sports is actually the best. Yeah, that's the best place to.
You said he's smart. If he's smart, sit his little ass down and have a conversation. Little Johnny, you do not have friends because you're mean. When you push people,
No, he don't have friends because he's mean. That's
when
facts.
you hit people, they don't want to hang out with you. When you are actively mean to somebody, they don't want to be around you. Have a real conversation with your kid. I hate when people act like, oh, they're kids, they don't understand. He understands.
But the mean kids, they're mean because their parents tell them to be that way. It's not.
I don't think parents tell them to be that way. I think they're acting out because of something else. And clearly you're not working it out in therapy. Have a conversation with him and figure out what's going on. Like, is he just bad to be bad? Does he just want to be bad? He just wants to put his hands on people? Cool. Put him in karate. Put him in jiu-jitsu. Put him in boxing. Put him in something that he can actively act that out that's not the neighborhood birthday party. Get him in something that's going to keep him regimented and get that energy out. Put him in swim class. Put him in something active. But just being mad because other people don't want their kids around your badass kid is not cool. I don't know if you wanted sympathy. You're not going to get it here. You're not a good mom right now because you're enabling this bad behavior, and then you're going to cry and be like, oh my God, I didn't know he was going to like shoot up the school. Like, girl, you're ignoring the warning signs. Your kid is bad. You need to help him. Therapy is not working. He's now being excluded, which I agree. When kids are excluded, they don't do well. He needs to be in something with like-minded people. And then I'm going to ask, don't beat me up, is he on the spectrum? Does he have anything like mentally off? Is there something that's not all the way there? Because if so, that can explain it. And maybe he needs medication to bring him down to like level him out. Look at those options. But for the most part, you need to stop enabling because you hyped him up and I thought it was just going to be he has glasses and he's bullied and these kids are so mean to him. Your kid is bad. My mom would probably say he needs a whooping real quick. My mom's old school and black. She'd be like, beat him, he'll be all right. I don't agree with that because I don't think that's going to fix him. It sounds like he already has aggression. I think your things are going to be something active. Get that energy out, apologize to the parents, and maybe he can make some new friends at camp, and then they'll see that your kid has calmed down, and he can make friends again. Boys are easy. They're going to forget. They'll hang out with him again. It'll be cool. But just, oh, woe is me, my poor son. Your son is bad. Sorry. Good luck. Get it together. Get him enrolled in something. And maybe you need to be in therapy too, because it sounds stressful. Sound like going through a lot.
Sports.
I would even just say structure. Sounds like he doesn't have structure.
Yeah.
He's just doing whatever he wants.
I think a lot of kids.
Trial law.
A lot of kids that act out is because either they're not engaged enough, or they don't have any structure.
Facts.
So like, if you're a single mom, and he's your kid, that's
I'm
your
not
only
even putting
kid,
that on her.
I'm just saying if that is the case.
Call his daddy and tell him come get his son and spend some more time with him.
Shit. That's
His
why
dad
she's
ain't gonna do shit. Yeah, exactly. That's why she asking for advice.
Make better decisions, girl.
I will say, I mean, it comes down to structure. A lot of times, at least in my experience, I can't speak too deeply on it, but in my experience, when it's a single mother and their child, that's kind of like, that child kind of takes more of a place than like a child. They're like a friend sometimes, and sometimes they don't treat the child as such. And so a child can kind of have a little more liberty with their parent, whereas when they're in the real world, it doesn't really match up. So
he is not your friend. You are not his friend.
That's a boundary that I think a lot of parents have to keep in mind. You do have to make sure your child understands, like, socially, these are things you cannot do because, like y'all said, if he's isolated, what's going to happen? What's going to happen is he's going to either become a class clown or he's just going to become like a delinquent.
And if he's black, he's going to jail. Because they're not going to deal with it. They're not going to make excuses for him. He's going to be straight in juvenile detention, and from juvenile detention, jail. Prison.
There's a pipeline class clown because class clown gets into ISS. ISS is basically
prison. Jail.
Yeah. And then, you become, it's a
whole... Well, I mean, I even look at it from like a mentality perspective. It's like, oh, the crazier shit I do, the more attention I'll get.
Exactly.
And people will actually like me around them, so let me just do dumber shit. And that's how you end up doing gang-related shit or anything that'll get you arrested.
Because it's flashy.
Because like, people like me because I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Maybe get some men in his life, get him in a boys group, Boy Scouts.
Sports.
I don't know, sports, something.
Something that don't cost you money because, like I said, once again, if you're a single mother, you probably...
There's lots of free programs, lots of free camps. Google free camps near you. Free. Ask some of the parents if they know what you're going through. Like, girl, you see he's bad.
I mean, she got money. She's spending money on therapy sessions.
I mean, therapy's free. Depending on your insurance.
She said therapy.
Therapy.
She said we do therapy sessions, and I'm working on it.
Therapy could be free depending on your insurance, though. But money or no money, find a program, find an activity, and maybe get rid of the therapist if they haven't suggested any of this. Because what are you paying for? I feel like
child therapy is like hit or miss.
It's like play with these blocks. And
because
we'll be
does a kid truly understand their own mental state? No.
Do adults? I mean, shit. They supposed to.
Okay, so adults have a little more capacity too. They have capacity. I didn't say that means they will. They have capacity. especially if that frontal lobe is finished developing.
You know, I think they said a man's frontal lobe doesn't finish until 30.
Yeah, probably like 25, 30. I know mine hit in 25 because I started viewing life differently.
That was probably the circumstances, but
Damn.
like life changes. Like who was president during
That's
that time?
when I
Was it
started getting
COVID?
that's when I
What
started getting my
happened?
first gray hairs.
See, stress. I bet it was COVID.
Perspective hit, and I was like, damn, I just see everything differently now.
What year was that?
Well, when I turned 25, that'd be like 6 years ago. So 2020. Yeah.
Like I said, COVID. COVID changed everybody's life. I said
I was
it.
26, 25.
Yeah, I said it. COVID. But good luck, girl. I wish you the best. Give us an update. Would love to hear what's going on. Little Johnny, little Paul, whoever he is. Wish you the best. If anybody has any other questions, comments, concerns, ask Ashley's, please write in. I love to hear them. Like, follow, subscribe per usual. And until next time, bye.
Peace.